Curious case of Forrest Fenn's car. Forrest Fenn's treasure chest has captivated the hearts and minds of treasure hunters for years. But what if the real treasure wasn't the chest at all? What if it was something else entirely, something that brought back memories of the past? Forrest had said many times, "When I hid the treasure, I was walking back to my car and I had to stop and laugh at myself." Forrest Fenn, did you really just do that? Yes, Forrest, you did. You just told everybody you were walking back to your car when you hid the treasure, and 99.9999% of the searchers thought you were talking about the car you drove to, that old car in the meadow. A lure or a clue? Many believe that Fenn's treasure chest was simply a lure, a clever way to get people to decipher his clues and ultimately lead them to his real intended treasure. And what could that treasure be, you ask? Well, it turns out that Fenn had a deep attachment to a toy car from his childhood, and a car Peggy called the Bullet that he left with her before departing for Air Force basic training. Little did he know, he would never see it again. He also talked about his father's parking space and had a chapter called Father on the Bunco with a picture of his father sitting on a Ford Model A bumper. Many clues are contained in Eric Sloane's book Return to Taos, about 2 trips to New Mexico from New York, one in a Model T and the other trip in a 1930 Model A. Even Georgia O'Keeffe painted from the back seat of her Ford Model A. Fenn once famously said that he would dig up an entire landfill to find that toy car, a sentiment that speaks volumes about the nostalgic value he placed on it. The car reminded him of the long rides to and from Yellowstone from Texas, days filled with adventure and excitement. The blaze as treasure hunters scoured the Rockies in search of clues, Bill Gorman stumbled upon a curious sight. It was the car, sizzling in the middle of a meadow, a sight that could be described as a blaze, which ties to his teachers with rope story having the children touch the bronze indoors, which felt cooler than the room. But the bronze wolves chasing a bronze rabbit, where Forrest parks his car at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, has a sign reading, "Caution, wolf sculptures may be hot, as in summer they are exposed to the sun." It was a poignant reminder of days gone by, a symbol of his past and the memories that he held dear. Final words. 2 days before his passing, Fenn uttered his final words, a cryptic message that puzzled many. He spoke of putting the hose on Skippy's car to get back at Koski, who was a code name for K-Pro, a reference that left many scratching their heads and left K-Pro with a seed that will eventually hit her like a brick. It wasn't until later that a connection was made between these words and the discovery of Skippy's broken car, which was shot like his Bullet car. The discovery in 2016, a man by the name of Bill Gorman was searching at Tucker Ponds, known as Tired and Weak, were meadows shaped as the letters WOOD. When Bill was searching the meadow in the shape of the lowercase d, he found Fenn's Bullet car, a 1930 Ford Model A shot through the fuel tank like his fighter jet that he crash-landed. It was in the middle of a D-shaped meadow of the word wood. It was a stunning revelation, a piece of the puzzle that had eluded treasure hunters for so long. And if that wasn't enough, Gorman also found the sofa cushion springs that Fenn had sat on in front of the car by the creek, adding another layer of intrigue to the mystery. He was brave to rope the buffalo and ride in the car. It was worth the long, cold, wet, barefoot walk home, as he realized later how much fun it was. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, it became clear that Fenn's car held a significance far greater than anyone could have imagined. It was a symbol of his past, a link to cherished memories, and ultimately, the true treasure that he had intended to leave behind. Then at the 2017 Fenbury Forrest staged photos with Bill and wore his hat called Mildew, as Bill had won his contest and found the Bullet car. So, the next time you embark on a treasure hunt, remember that the real treasure may not always be what it seems. Sometimes, it's the memories and experiences that hold the true value, just like Forrest Fenn's beloved toy car.